Today, this is a new chapter, biodiversity conservation. Biodiversity and conservation. Before that, biopiracy and biopatent, these two short notes from biotechnology chapter. We have to finish it. Then we will complete this chapter today. So, starting with what is biopiracy? Piracy of biological resource, biopiracy. Piracy means one type of copy work, theft. When somebody doing copy or theft of biological resources, that is called biopiracy. So, India is a developing country. So, developing countries are rich in bioresources, rich in biodiversity. Their traditional knowledge also high. So, developed countries like America, Japan, European countries, they are multinational companies taking advantage of our bioresources without taking permission. They are circulating or marketing our bioresources. This is unauthorized. So this unauthorized exploitation of bioresources, this unauthorized exploitation of traditional knowledge and bioresources by multinational companies is called as biopiracy. So biopiracy is otherwise called as theft of bioresources. So bioresource का चोरी करना यानी कि बायोपायरेसी. So who is doing biopiracy? Multinational companies and other organizations without proper authorization from the countries and people concerned without any compensatory payment. Then when a poor country selling its bioresources, it will obtain economic growth. So multinational companies illegally marketing their products, so economic growth is of the poor country hampered. That is called biopiracy. So due to our ignorance, many biological resources have been patented. Patent means official right granted. Patent means official rights granted by government to the inventor. In biotechnology, suppose some organization, some scientist invented a new biotechnology, invented a new organism, invented a new DNA sequences. So these knowledge will be patented. That means the inventor will be given a certificate. Your invention will not be used by other companies or others for monetary gain. If you will allow, then only they can do so. So this patent right is given for 3 to 5 years, not for indefinite period. So who are giving these biopatents? Biopatents are given by America, means USA, Japan and European Union. They are basically giving patent rights, and those countries are doing piracy. So when I am ignorant, some companies they are patenting our neem products, they are patenting our basmati rice, they are patenting our traditional Ayurvedic medicines like turmeric. So all these we know from since time immemorial, but they are illegally patenting and they are extracting money from us. आमे जदि ट्रेड करिबा हळदीर निंबर आमको कोडे रॉयल्टी देवा पड़ो टंका देवा पड़ो बिकॉज दे आर हैविंग पेटेंट राइट. सो इट वाज आवर इग्नोरेंस. पोमेग्रेनेट को भी इलीगली पेटेंट कर देंगे डालिम. तो बायो पेटेंट इज ए patenting or gaining of official right towards a bioresource. It is given to a inventor in order to avoid its manipulation or exploitation. If anybody does the manipulation or theft of bioresources, it is biopiracy. So biopiracy can be protected by patenting the invention. So in Indian Parliament, Indian patent bills have been amended. Indian patent bill कहूची जे Indian bioresources should not be theft by any other countries. आमर इंटरनेशनल फोरम रे लॉयर अछंती तेणु बायो पेटेंट रे सर्टिफिकेट अप्लाई करेंगे इन्वेंटर से सर्टिफिकेट सब कंट्री को प्रोवाइड करा जमी कोर्ट रे नेट रे उठी जीव आज के कोर्ट नंबर 1 रे यही केस टेकअप हो तेणु समस्त नेट रे जानी जी दी पक्ष वकिल मैंने जाई भिड़ करेंगे न जानते केमती भिड़ करेंगे यूनिलैटरल तो जजमेंट पास है से भाया बिफोर पेटेंटिंग इन्वेंटर विल हैव टू प्रोड्यूस ए एप्लीकेशन पेटेंट एप्लीकेशन एंड दैट एप्लीकेशन विल बी सर्कुलेटेड इन द कंट्री. इफ somebody has any objection, that country will object, no, this is our bioresource, you cannot. आमे हम डॉक्यूमेंट प्रोड्यूस करियो ताले अमेरिका illegally patented basmati rice, neem, turmeric, and later on we objected, so patent have been withdrawn. Patent को नबा को सेमाने मजबूर है. Clear? Another example, Brazil. Brazil रो गोटे प्रोटीन रो नाम होची ब्राजेन. तेणु से ब्राजेन प्रोटीन इट इज द स्वीटेस्ट प्रोटीन. कार्बोहाइड्रेट ठारू भी स्वीट. वी नो कार्बोहाइड्रेट इज स्वीट, बट दिस इज ए प्रोटीन आल्सो स्वीट. एंड दिस प्रोटीन बियरिंग फ्रूट इज जस्ट ए बेरी. कोली जंतु बर कोली सेमती ब्राजेन प्रोटीन इज फ्रॉम ए बेरी. ताले साइंटिस्ट extracted the gene expressing this protein and they inserted the gene into a maize plant. Tale maize seeds are also sweet, so this is one type of theft, and that American country claimed that it was their invention. So how it can be? It is one type of theft of biological resources. Similar type of biopiracy in marine coastal region, 200 marine fungus of Thailand. So Thailand coastal belt rich in biodiversity. Some British university people went there. They selected near about 200 marine fungus without intimating Thailand government. They simply took and gone to their country. So interestingly, those marine fungus are bearing the medicinal property to cure AIDS up to cancer, and that university people, they are selling that fungus to a multinational company. So it is for economic gain, unauthorized economic gain. So this is another example of biopiracy. ताले भिड़ बस रे पॉकेट मार is a common thing. So we have to be very conscious. Back pocket रे money purse न रखी कि front pocket रखिबा. So many inner pockets are also there to protect our resources from the dacoits. Simply, here biopatents can protect the biopiracy. This part is over now. Now, biodiversity and its conservation. Under this chapter, some important questions are: importance of biodiversity, 2.5 marks short note. Then under patterns and distribution, species area relationship, another 2 mark question. Then hotspot, this is another question. Then loss of biodiversity, and this is the differentiate between in situ and ex situ conservation. Difference between national park sanctuary, biodiversity, a biosphere reserve, another short note. Cryopreservation, another short note. That means from this chapter there is no long question. Only 2 mark, 2.5 mark, difference 3.5 mark or 3 mark, and 1 mark questions, short questions. So starting with, who coined the term biodiversity? Answer is Rosen. 1985 coined the term biodiversity. Biodiversity means biological diversity. Biodiversity means biological diversity. Diversity means variety and variability. In Odia, you know, it is vividhata, jaiva vividhata, variety and variability. That is diversity. Diversity of biological resource. So this term biodiversity popularized by Rosen, coined by Rosen, popularized by another sociobiologist, Edward Wilson. In 1992, popularized the term biodiversity. एक ने बायोडाइवर्सिटी नाम दिया, दूसरों ने उसको चलाया, पॉपुलराइज किया. So now, what is biodiversity? From your 11th class knowledge, you know biodiversity is the sum total of living organisms, sum total of species on our earth surface. That is called global biodiversity. Sum total of living organisms. And in 11th class, you know, living organism consists of different type of cell. That means it is the diversity at cellular level. Cell consists of various type of molecules, organic molecules. So various types means diversity of molecules. That molecules also contain gene. Human cell contain near about various alleles. For example, blood group gene I, that is having 3 alleles, IA, IB, small I. So all the genes and their alleles, it is called genetic diversity. So what are the components of biodiversity? Biodiversity includes ecosystem diversity, species diversity, genetic diversity. Diversity at the gene level, genetic diversity, diversity at cellular diversity, various types of tissue present in our body, tissue level diversity, then various types of organ present, organ system present, organisms present. So organism means species, species diversity. So genetic diversity, species diversity and ecosystem diversity. So India as a country is having rich biodiversity. India ecosystem में various types अच्छी, tropical rainforest भी अच्छी, desert भी अच्छी, marine ecosystem अच्छी, hilly areas अच्छी, forest ecosystem अच्छी, everything is there. So that is ecosystem diversity. Then species diversity. So species contain gene. Suppose one species is extincted. What a species? लोप पाइगला, एक्सटिंक्ट ହେଇଗଲା, ତାମାନେ ସେ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କିଛି ଜିନ୍ ଆର୍ଥ ସରଫେସ୍ ରୁ ଗାୟବ ହେଇଗଲା। ତାହେଲେ ଟୁଡେ's biodiversity is the result of thousand years of evolution. Today whatever biodiversity is present on our earth surface, it has taken millions of years of evolution to accumulate this rich diversity in nature. Tale, today's biodiversity is not a result of one day. Millions of years of evolution resulted this diversity. Clear? So genetic diversity means diversity at the gene level. All of you know, those organisms is well adapted to the nature. That means that organism is having diversified type of genes. So diversity of genes help the individual to survive in the changing climatic condition. On the earth, frankly you think dominating plant is angiosperms. Why? Because angiosperms genetic diversity is comparatively more than other plants. Similarly, among animals, humans are highly diversified and distributed here and there. They can live everywhere. Why? Because our genetic diversity is also more. So genetic diversity means diversity at the gene level, and this diversity helps in better adaptation to the environment. One example, medicinal plant Rauwolfia vomitoria growing in different ranges of Himalayas. On the basis of potency and concentration, their gene also differs. Then India has 50,000 different type of rice variety. That means due to genetic variation, these varieties are there. India is having 1,000 varieties of mango. That means genetic diversity leads to the different varieties. So far we have discussed what is biodiversity. Biodiversity is the diversity that exists on level of biological hierarchy. The diversity that exists at all levels of biological organization, ranging from macromolecules within cell to biomes. Then this is the hierarchy, molecular level up to ecosystem and biome level. Every step is diversified. So sum total of diversity that present in all level of biological organization is biodiversity. Biodiversity is basically three type of biodiversity more important. Diversity at the gene level, genetic diversity, species diversity, ecosystem diversity. So here next point, importance of biodiversity or importance of species diversity. Why biodiversity is important for us? Because biodiversity giving us many benefits. Biodiversity provide us a wide range of ecosystem services. Under importance, what is the importance? Importance number one, it is important for utilitarian region. They are giving us so much products for utilization. Provide drugs from the forest ecosystem, from the biodiversity. We obtain drugs, medicines, food, then fibers, fodder. These are the contributions of biodiversity. So biodiversity provide wide range of ecosystem services. So what are those examples of ecosystem services? For example, biodiversity releasing oxygen due to photosynthesis. This is totally free of cost. You think if we release oxygen, how much expenditure we have to bear? So free of cost biodiversity giving us oxygen, and it is also helping in carbon dioxide fixation. That's why we are doing plantation work. So when carbon dioxide level increasing, we are feeling warming effect, global warming. That is the carbon dioxide problem. So to reduce the carbon dioxide problem, we need more and more plantation. Means we need more biodiversity. So this is another ecosystem services. And that is pollination through bees. Pollination. We are cultivating crops, but honeybee, it is a biodiversity, bioresource. Without any cost or invitation, honeybee doing pollination. So more pollination means more crop production. That is also ecosystem service. And climatic change. So regulation of climate, water cycle, all these things due to biodiversity. When we cut more trees, then there will be very less rain. That means water cycle disturbed. Then biodiversity contribute to the higher productivity. So more biodiversity, more productivity. Biodiversity help in maintaining health and stability of ecosystem. Health and stability of ecosystem. So when a ecosystem is having less biodiversity, that means the ecosystem is vulnerable to flood, all sort of disturbance, climatic disturbance, no rain, nothing, no production. So everything depends upon biodiversity. Now, distribution of biodiversity. Listen, on our Earth surface, biodiversity distribution is not uniform. Suppose this is the Earth, this is North Pole, this is equator, this is South Pole. So, on either side of equator, 23.5 degree north, 23.5 degree south, and this area is called a tropical area, tropical region. So then another 12.5 degree, this is the temperate region. Temperate region. This is the polar region. Temperate region. So distribution of biodiversity is not uniform. In some places biodiversity more, in some places very less biodiversity. You see in the polar region, harsh environment, very much cold. So in that harsh environment, adaptation is a difficult thing. So that's why biodiversity is very less. In temperate region, only winter season is very harsh. Otherwise, throughout the year, environment is very conducive. So here biodiversity is comparatively more than polar region. Now we come to tropical region. In the tropical region, throughout the year, climatic condition more or less same. Less seasonal fluctuation. That's why when we proceed from polar region to equator, distribution of biodiversity is increasing. In reverse way, from equator if we move to polar region, biodiversity decreasing. One example we will consider. In the tropical region, Colombia. In Colombia, bird diversity near about 1400 species. Bird diversity. Now we come to here in North America, it is in tropical region. The biodiversity that is near about comparatively less, near about in New York it is 105 bird species as per your NCERT data. Then Greenland, polar region, the bird diversity is just 56. So Colombia near equator 1400, temperate region that is New York City 105 bird species, Greenland region very less. So this is the distribution of biodiversity on the basis of latitude. Similarly, altitude, if we move higher and higher, the distribution also reduces. Then question may ask, which region on Earth is highly diversified? Tropical region, again Amazon rainforest of South America. That area is highly diversified. It is having vast biodiversity. Amazon rainforest in South America has the greatest biodiversity on Earth. Clear? So, another question. Why the tropics are having more biodiversity? Answer can be in 3 points. Why tropical region are having high biodiversity? First thing, tropics face very less glaciation in the past. Listen, glaciers are very big ice. So that glaciers when start melting, it will slide and come down towards equator. Under that ice, many biodiversity come. So bulldozer bhala, when glaciers will come, organism will destroy. So fluctuation of biodiversity is more in temperate. By the time glacier reach to the equator, already melted. So tropical region not facing frequent glaciation. First reason why tropics are having more biodiversity. Second reason, in tropics less seasonal fluctuations found. Third reason, more solar energy available in the tropics which contribute high productivity. ताले बेसी sunlight माने बेसी photosynthesis. More photosynthesis means more biomass production. More biomass production means more organism can survive. These are the three reasons why tropics are having high biodiversity. Then another under distribution we so far discussed one point, distribution in latitude and longitude or altitude. Then second, species area relationship. Species area relationship. Suppose this is a graph. In this axis we have taken area. In this axis we have taken species richness. Richness means more or less. This type of species area relationship was first studied by German naturalist Alexander von Humboldt while exploring the wilderness of South American jungle. Wilderness मतलब हिंदी में कहते हैं बंजर जमीन. Means the area which is not having no construction, nothing, no human activities. बंजर जमीन. into Ladakh. China, India, they are fighting, but it is wilderness. वहाँ पर कोई ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज नहीं है. So German scientist Humboldt started exploring the wilderness of South American jungle. What he studied? See here, when the area is increasing gradually, when area increasing, diversity increasing. जेते एरिया बढ़ुची स्पीसीज रिचनेस बढ़ुची ताने एरिया बढ़िला स्पीसीज रिचनेस बढ़िला. एरिया इंक्रीजिंग स्पीसीज रिचनेस इंक्रीजिंग बट टू ए लिमिट. ताने एंटायर कॉन्टिनेंट जदि डिसाइड करिवा स्पीसीज रिचनेस रे आ ज्यादा हेल्पफुल होनी. सो व्हाट इज द शेप ऑफ दिस कर्व? ताले स्पीसीज एरिया रिलेशनशिप कर्व इज ए rectangular hyperbola. The curve is hyperbolic. In logarithmic scale, if we try to add, you see this is a straight line. So in terms of formula, S is equal to species richness is equal to Ca to the power Z. C stands for y intercept, A stands for area, Z stands for slope of the line or regression coefficient. Suppose this is another graph. We will compare area, species richness. This is another graph. You can see, compare the logarithmic scale. This is having more steep, slope is high, the slope is less steep. So from this we can compare, this area is having more species richness in comparison to this. That slope indicates the richness of the species. Alexander von Humboldt observed the value of Z between 0.1 to 0.2. This is regarding the taxonomic group. Tane kingdom, phylum, class, order, these are taxonomic group. Any taxonomic group you decide and go for study the species area relationship, this is the value. 0.1 to 0.2. In case of a country, continents, the Z value is 0.6 to 1.2. And in case of tropical forest, it is 1.15 for frugivorous birds and mammals. Diversity of frugivorous birds, diversity of frugivorous mammals in tropical region is highest, that is 1.15. So this value is important. This is 1 to 1 question. Now distribution is over. So biodiversity is not uniform. Distribution of biodiversity differs. Here we can see, as area increases, biodiversity also increases, but up to a limit, In logarithmic scale, what is the formula? You have to remember this formula. I am converting into log. Log S is equal to log C plus Z log A plus Z log A. You have to remember this formula. Now we consider the hot spot. This is very important for your exam point of view. So very often you write the spelling hot spot like this. This is wrong. This is a wrong spelling. It will give you an impression that spot, that area is very hot. No. So rather the spelling is hot spot. One word, not two words. So hot spot is the area, geographical area, which can be characterized by two characters. किसको हॉटस्पॉट कहेंगे? The area is having high species richness and a high degree of endemism. যদি এই দুইটা ক্যারেক্টার রইলা, then the area is a hotspot. High species richness, high endemism. Species richness, you know, more populated species, density of population of the species is more. Endemism means Australia, for example, Australia is endemic to kangaroos. That means the species confined to only that locality. We cannot found that organism elsewhere. It is confined to that area. So in that sense, hotspot has importance. On our Earth surface, there are 34 hotspots. But in India, we are having just 3 hotspots. What are they? Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Gujarat belt up to Sri Lanka. इंडियन मैप पूरा वेस्ट साइड का, दैट इज वेस्टर्न घाट। सेकेंड इंडो बर्मा। थर्ड इट इज हिमालयन रेंज। ताले these are the three biodiversity hotspots of India. So if all these three hotspots, if we calculate their area, it will come near about 2%. World 34 hotspot, our hotspot just 2% of that. But interestingly, it contains 44% of species diversity. Global species diversity रो 44% ये तीनटा हॉटस्पॉट रही। तामाने कंजर्वेशन ऑफ हॉटस्पॉट, ए कंजर्वेशन ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी will be more emphatic, more fruitful if we conserve hotspot. खाली हॉटस्पॉट 2% एरिया को जदि हमें कंजर्वेशन करिवा ताले बायोडाइवर्सिटी लॉस कैन बी अवॉइडेड अप टू 30% ऑफ स्पीशीज एक्सटिंक्शन वी कैन अवॉइड। तो ये 2% को प्रोटेक्शन दवा ताले हॉटस्पॉट वन वर्ड, it is the region having high species richness, high degree of endemism. So जिसके पास धन दौलत ज्यादा है, धनतेरस में उसका चोरी होने का खतरा भी ज्यादा है। ताले हॉटस्पॉट इज द रीजन ऑफ हाई स्पीसीज रिचनेस, हाई बायोडाइवर्सिटी। दैट मीन्स हियर बायोडाइवर्सिटी, चांसेस ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी लॉस इज ऑल्सो मोर। So environmentalists trying their level best to protect the hotspot. Then this is very small area. If we can protect them, we can successfully reduce the loss of biodiversity. This is the concept. Now come to the loss of biodiversity. Extinction of biodiversity. Loss means extinction. I can recall in my student time one quotation we are saying, as brave as dodo. So dodo was a bird. ये इतना साहसी बर्ड था, you cannot capture one pigeon, it will fly away. As soon as you approach, it will fly away. But dodo is very brave. You can go and catch dodo. Dodo cannot fly away. So brave हो तो कैसा brave होना चाहिए? dodo जैसा। English में quotation, as brave as dodo. So this dodo is a extinct species. उसको जो कोई भी पकड़ा और खाया, मुर्गी जैसा चिकन बिरयानी, चिकन दम बनाया खाया। सो डोडो स्पीसीज एक्सटिंक्टेड now. So loss of biodiversity due to human activities, this is the major cause. Anthropogenic extinction, this is important. Listen carefully. So biodiversity loss possible by three ways: anthropogenic cause, human cause. Human is the reason of this exploitation. Second, mass extinction and natural extinction. Natural extinction, slow biodiversity loss. You know from evolution. Nature replaces the species with better species for environmental adaptation. So natural extinction is a very slow process. Nature destroys some old species, those are unfit for present environment, and replace them with fit organisms. So another one is mass extinction. mass extinction in Odia, Dhomsolila, Mahavinash. So Mahadev ji can do all these things, but as per our biology, the reason of mass extinction is environmental catastrophism. So till today on our earth 5 mass extinction taken place. Our earth रे 5टा mass extinction सरी जाइछि. One example, dinosaurs wiped out on earth due to mass extinction. So nowadays we are facing 6th mass extinction. 6th. So this 6th mass extinction is due to anthropogenic activities. Remember, this is important. So mass extinction generally caused due to environmental catastrophism. Tsunami आया, भूकंप आया, सारे के सारे मर गए, एक दो जिंदा रहे, that is mass extinction. But ongoing mass extinction is due to human activities. So humans are main culprits for today's biodiversity loss. And what are the important reasons of biodiversity loss? Now we will discuss the Abel quartet. What is Abel quartet? Quarter means 4. Abel means crab. Abel quartet are 4 conditions, 4 human related factors responsible for biodiversity loss. First is habitat loss and fragmentation. We are constructing road, we are constructing railway, dams, we are clearing forest area to construct an airport. So all these are human activities. All these are doing fragmentation of bioresource. So biodiversity, for example, lion, tiger, elephant, where they will live? They will go here and there. Shikari raile poachers, they will kill them. That means biodiversity loss. This is the major cause. Abel quartet, first cause, habitat loss. Habitat loss and fragmentation. Second, over exploitation. One analogy, एक सोने के अंडे देने वाला मुर्गी, वो चाहा उसको मारकर सारे के सारे सोने का अंडा निकाल लो. This is greediness. So over greediness destroy biodiversity. For example, one fisherman employed a small boat in Chandipur area. He earned a lot. Then he started bhuti. One motor boat. Fishing continued. Again greedy. He employed 6 motor boats. Nowadays, his fish catch is very less. 20 years back, we can eat illish per kilo 200. Now it is 1000. Why? Because fish catch is very less. Why less? People are catching fishes, throwing small fishlets, fingerlings, सानो माछ जाल को मार देले. तमाने सेमाने फ्यूचर बड़ होई मछली खाते ना, सी कैच रे पड़थन ताले बायोडायवर्सिटी लॉस होची ना. This is due to over exploitation. Then third reason, alien species. alien species introduction. This is also a cause of biodiversity loss. For example, Nile perch. You can see from Google image. Nile perch introduced in Lake Victoria in East Africa. ये मछली कितना बड़ा है जानते हो? ह्यूमन हाइट इतना बड़ा, like this, very big. So after introduction of this fish for aquaculture, small 200 type of colorful cichlid fish wiped out from that lake. ये फिश इतना बड़ा है, कुंभीर वाला बड़ा, ता सामने रे चिचलिड फिश, बाप रे क्या खाता है ये, जेतेबेले खाइबो बरे से माछ सब हटि तो डरी की खाइबे बाबा भूत है। तले एलियन स्पीशीज इंट्रोडक्शन कॉजेस एक्सटिंक्शन। प्लांट स्पीशीज रे यू नो कैरट ग्रास Parthenium entered into our country in form of contaminants. So it is alien species. PDS चावल गहम रे आसिला ना Parthenium से कला कला से हमें ताको बायो पीगे दे जर्मिनेशन रे पोलन एलर्जी कोर्स. This is one alien species. Then lantana, water hyacinth, like this. In aquaculture, indigenous cattlefish, catfish. Catfish मतलब मागुर माछ. मागुर माछ सान सान हुए. This is Indian cattlefish. आमे ताको हाइब्रिड करी बड़ बड़ मागुर आनी कारण बेसी ओजन हो बिकी दे पूरा जमी बाड़ी कर दिनु. ताले स्मॉल फिश टर बड़ फिश टा हेले भलो मार्केटिंग पर्पस. ताले व्हेन वी आर रिलीजिंग सच टाइप ऑफ हाइब्रिड मागुर, it threatens a small magurs. तले कैटफिश पॉपुलेशन का डेंजर आसे, खतरा आसे, एक्सटिंक्ट किया. नेल पर्च किसको एक्सटिंक्ट किया? 200 टाइप ऑफ चिचलिड फिश इन लेक विक्टोरिया. So next we have to conserve biodiversity, because loss of biodiversity means change in climatic condition. Health of ecosystem will reduce. So definitely biodiversity are very helpful to us. So we should conserve them. तार संरक्षण करिबा. So conservation can be done by two ways: in situ conservation, ex situ conservation. So in situ means what? In situ means on site. On-site conservation, on-site. Ex situ means off-site. That means what? Natural habitat is there, forest area is there. Only by implementation of law we are protected. Local lagaile, niyam lagaile, nobody can enter into that forest. This is highly protected area. बड़ा बड़ा घेरे देले धोड़ा बंधुक पटे लोक डरे गेले आवास के. So that is on site conservation, in situ conservation. So what are the examples? National parks, natural habitat protected by law. Sanctuaries, natural habitat protected by law. Biosphere reserves, similar things. So ex situ conservation means off-site conservation. In ex situ conservation, biodiversity can be protected. Here everything will be protected. Here only biodiversity protected out of natural habitat. Suppose one tiger. Tiger's habitat is forest. If we bring the tiger and kept in a Nandankanan Chiriyakhana zoo, then it is offsite conservation. Conservation out of natural habitat. Conservation in the natural habitat, in situ. Conservation out of natural habitat in a enclosure, man-made enclosure, then it is offsite. Zoological park, cryopreservation. These are the examples. So very important for exam point of view, difference between in situ, ex situ conservation. In situ conservation, endangered species are conserved. Ex situ conservation, endangered species are conserved outside their natural habitat. Then in situ conservation, endangered species are protected from predators. But in ex situ conservation, it is protected from predators as well as adverse conditions. In situ conservation, population reproduce in their natural habitat. But in ex situ conservation, suppose crocodile park in Bhitarkanika. So that is a natural habitat that encourage the breeding of crocodiles. That is called captive breeding. Captive breeding causes the increasement of their population. Then difference between national park sanctuary. There are 96 national parks in India. Total area is 1.1% of geographical area of India. Sanctuary 551 in India. Total area coming 3.6. So national park less, sanctuary is more. Both are in situ conservation. Both. So national park, grazing, cultivation, all human activities not permitted. But in sanctuary, all these are permitted with prior information, prior permission. Private ownership not allowed in national park. Here private ownership allowed. Biodiversity, boundary is well demarcated in national park, but sanctuary not well demarcated. Difference over. Now biosphere reserve. Biosphere reserve. Listen, biosphere reserve is one in situ conservation. This is the protected area. All are protected. National park, sanctuary, these are protected areas. Biosphere reserve is a protected area. So this biosphere reserve is established under Man and Biosphere Program under UNESCO. In India, 18 biosphere reserves have been set up now. Each biosphere reserve has a 3 zones. This is the core zone, this is the buffer zone, and the third one is zone of manipulation. Manipulation zone. So a biosphere reserve has a 3 areas. The core area, no human activities. That means it is equivalent to national park. Nobody can enter there. Gacha poko lagi jao, ja lagi jao. Ta bhitaru pasya not allowed. No human activities. In the buffer zone, little human activities allowed. Limited human activities. That means research is allowed. Education is allowed. ताने रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन है जो या भीतर 4 व्हीलर में तमे मूव करियो डियर दौड़ी के आसु होने पड़े जाउ तो ताने रिसर्च एजुकेशन अलाउड बफर जोन देन मैनिपुलेशन जोन दिस इज द जोन सेवरल ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज अलाउड कल्टीवेशन अलाउड ताने सपोज ट्रेडिशनल पीपल आदिवासी कल्चर्स ताको मोटिवेट करिवा we need conservation, we are giving you area, don't live inside, come to this area. You do your contribution, and you will be employed as a security guard, you will protect our biodiversity. So local population involved. ताले government decide कला, government alone cannot protect biodiversity. There must be involvement of local people. So this concept is good. Local people, they will be involved, they will get employment, they protect biodiversity. This is all about biosphere reserve. Then cryopreservation. So cryopreservation means preservation at minus 196 degrees centigrade liquid temperature. This is cryopreservation. We can preserve tissue culture, we can preserve germplasm, gametes, sperm, embryo, like this. So it is one example of ex situ conservation. In the laboratory we can protect. Then last and final thing, red list. Otherwise called red data book, not data, it is a data. Red data book. So listen, red data book is a catalog of endangered species or species that forced into risk of extinction. ताले रेड डाटा बुक पब्लिशर की who published this in 1963 IUCN मॉर्गे स्विट्जरलैंड पर हेड ऑफिस इंटरनेशनल यूनियन ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ नेचर एंड नेचुरल रिसोर्स IUCN पब्लिश कर। IUCN का अब नया नाम क्या है? WCU वर्ल्ड कंजर्वेशन यूनियन। तले वर्ल्ड कंजर्वेशन यूनियन पहले था IUCN published red data book in 2 volumes. Listen, volume 1 all are red page, then volume 2 contain green page. So in volume 1 those species are named, means they are highly threatened species, means they need conservation. If we will not conserve them, they will become extinct. So this is